you have a Prime account and you're not using your free Prime sub, please consider dropping that out. You don't even have to hang out. I know my content's that good, but if you're not using it anyways, just remember this channel, AFKC 0071, is a Prime subscription unloading zone. You can just back that truck up, drop those puppies off, and it's something you get whether you use it or not. You drop it off from me. It would help me out a lot. I appreciate it. I'm not asking you for money. Generally, I mean, if you want to give it, I could really use it. If I get enough, I could maybe afford some health care, and but that's gonna take a lot. I don't know how good it is, but David Packman, he advertises this thing where for like $100 a month, you get health care, but I think that's just to see the doctor. I don't think you pay for it. I don't think it covers the test. I would be surprised if it did. And for me to do it, I wouldn't mind doing it just so I could get in and get some of the meds that I actually do need, like blood pressure meds and some of the other stuff, because I'm kind of doing it as best I can right now, which is not good. And but I'm not asking you to. I'm not sitting here with my hand out asking you to fund me, especially. I just, it was there was someone, and it was a person I considered a decent person. I really did, but she got sucked into this health food cult. And to be fair though, she was pretty big. And I mean, if you look at what she looked like before and after, it was a miracle, man. She lost like 2 normal people by the looks of it. She really lost the weight. And the year that it happened, or the following year, because it might have been late enough in the year that it was over, but there is this, I don't know what, there's a name for it. We'll just call it the Greatest Loser thing, but it was a competition nationwide where you put in your before and after picture, and then you went out and you showed off, how good a shape you were in, and the winners got to move up. Well, she actually made it to the national or the international that was going to be in Vegas, because she literally lost a lot of weight. I mean, she lost when you say, somebody lost a ton, she literally did lose, like, I think a quarter of a ton of weight. She really took it down. And what she ended up doing, and I will give her credit for this, she did a silent auction or whatever where people could bid. She wasn't asking. Well, somebody kind of went off, and she put a thing up on Facebook about, well, because somebody just lambasted her for if you can't afford to go, then don't go. And she was kind of hurt by it. Because again, she wasn't asking for a handout. She was just asking for, hey, I got me and some friends, we're doing a silent auction. If you'd like to come, it was all done online, but we're doing this. And it was funny because this person was just a total dick. I mean, just an absolute total dick. And I did make the comment, I go, hey, look, I'm trying to be neutral on this. I go, the one thing I will say, I go, you get kind of hurt. I go, you have to understand, as important as this is to you. Hey, Mr. Baggins, how you doing, baby? Thanks for dropping by. Hey, Warwick actually raided me today. I was planning on raiding him, but I guess he wasn't. I guess Denny's took out his stomach. That eating that greasy food. Oh, and hey, I appreciate it, man. I do. Yeah, he dropped in. I guess he wasn't feeling good. He said the Denny's food kind of took his stomach out. But I was planning. I haven't been able to raid. Like last week, the internet was problems, and I'm just starting to get back into this. I'm like, oh, good, I'll be able to raid Warwick. And then he dropped in. He said, yeah, I'm just not feeling it, so I'll go ahead and raid you. And then he hosted me. But I do appreciate it. But I did let her know. There was like a friend of mine. This is when I was working in Indiana. At least I considered her a friend. She was a pretty decent person. She lost like a shitload of weight, and she ended up getting. There's a competition for that kind of thing, and she got to go to Vegas. And there were people that were upset at the crowdfunding she was doing to go, and it was a silent auction. She wasn't asking for people to just hand out money. And there was someone that was just a total dick, and I kind of played Switzerland on it. I go, hey, look, you got to understand, as important as you think this is, I go, you're effectively asking someone to fund you to go to like a comic book convention. And I go, I can understand, but I go, the thing I don't understand is why the person is being such a dick about it, because it's not like you're asking for a handout. It's a silent auction. Some people donated wine. I think I donated some old keyboards that I had laying around. They were brand new, never used, and for $5 or something like that. And they actually went. I figured I'd be getting them back. And but the person was a dick, and I said, I don't understand why the guy's being a dick. If you don't want to donate, then don't donate. But you don't have to be an asshole about it. This is not my server. This server is run by Biker and his cousin, BC Snowball. I wish. No, the computers I got can barely handle what they got. I couldn't actually run a server on it. But Biker's cousin actually hosts this on his own computer. The Mojang, they've had one for Java for a while, and they came out with one for Bedrock, the Minecraft Pocket Edition. And you can host it on its free software. Right now, I think they consider it alpha software. I actually think the alpha software runs better than the Realms do. I don't know what they're running on the Realms, but this BDS software that he's running, it seems like it's more solid than the Realms are. There's less glitches. It runs better. When I owned a Realm, it was just nothing but a nightmare. I don't know what the other the actual paid servers that you can pay to get on. I don't know what they're running, but if you look it up, it's Bedrock dedicated server, the BDS server software. Yeah, right now I'm still like I'm naming these guys the guys with the axes. They're called Vindicators. If you name them Johnny, they will attack virtually anything. They'll attack anything except for the other Illagers, the other Vindicators, the Pillagers, and the I can't think of the name of them. It's the ones that summon the Vex. It won't attack any of them, and I guess it won't attack gas, but it'll club anything else to death. And it's a nod to Jack Nicholson's character in The Shining. That's you call it Johnny. It's the only mob that it works on, but if you call it Johnny, it'll attack anything. And so I named them thinking, well, if anything wanders by, they'll club them to death. And I think I lost 2 of them because they're stuck in that boat. They can't move around. But I'm digging out the underside of this, and then the sand and the sandstone that I get, I can actually use to build the outside of it. If you can't watch it tonight, if you're interested, check it out when I get it up on YouTube, or just check out the end of it tomorrow or later when it's on, because I actually do some of the building near the end of this. I basically fill up my storage and I wear out my tools to where I need to repair them. And then it doesn't take as much to build because I'm not constantly mining. So then I started building until I just couldn't do it anymore last night. But yeah, if you want to play, talk to Biker. His cousin might be canceling the server. I don't know. I guess there's talk about it. And I think it might be because when I took my break from streaming, I was actually focusing more on the realm that I'm on, because I was focused on doing other things, and playing was kind of like a secondary thing. Like if I needed a break from what I was doing, I would go play Minecraft. Well, for me to get on the server, if you're playing this on your PC, it's a piece of cake to get on. I'm using a hack to get on with my Xbox, and sometimes it doesn't always work the first couple tries. And I'm like, you know what? I'm focused on getting shit outside of Minecraft done, so I'm not going to waste 15, 20 minutes trying to get on the server. The realms I could get on instantly, so I spent a lot of time working on my Sunday realm that I normally play. But I don't know. But if it isn't canceled, this is a damn good server to be on. But I don't know. It sounds like his cousin might have some priorities that are coming up. But if you want to get on, talk to Biker, because he's the one that's in charge of getting people on the server. And his cousin, if his cousin sees people showing up to honestly play, it might be worth it to keep them this thing running. But I don't blame him. That's kind of why I got rid of my realm. I was the only one playing it, and it ran like shit. And I'm like, you know what? If I'm the only one that's going to be showing up, I can play this on my computer. I don't need to. It wasn't because of my health and my employment things. I canceled my server, my realm, long before that, just because like nobody else was showing up. I'm like, well, shit. If I'm the only one that's playing, I don't need the realm. Yeah, I took like a week off from this build. I still did stuff on this server, but I took a break from it. And then, well, the internet was off. I was working on an old world because I could not get anywhere on the internet. So I had to play something local. And most of the games I played without the internet, I couldn't play them. All the ones that I get from the Game Pass, those were all defunct. Those were all defunct when the internet was out. That really sucked. And but when I got back on, I sort of had an idea, at least we're part of this, where I wanted it to go. And so I could actually come back and work on it. When I build these, it's more of an organic process. Like I'll get to a sticking point and I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. And I will just sit until I'm sure, until I have an idea. Because I don't like wasting a lot of time building something that I then have to tear apart. So I built some roads. I worked on a village nearby here and some other stuff. And it's kind of a beautification process. Because I'd like to have a road that goes from here to my raid farm. But what I've been doing on this recently, I think really looks good. The only problem is, like, if I'm having a halfway decent day and I get going on building this, I lose track of time. That happened, I don't know if it was Monday or Tuesday, but I was working on this. This is before I recorded it, but I was working on it, and I just sort of lost track of time, and then somebody hopped on the server, and I'm like, oh, wow, I lost track of time. I didn't realize what time it was, and some of that's affected by me being lightheaded so much of the time, but that's a normal thing, too, even before my health went to shit. It's just worse now. Okay, now this is on YouTube. I'm trying to find some stuff that I can clip out later and put on. This is actually this is the best my streams have really looked. I'm pretty happy with the quality of the video on it. I'm looking for some stuff I can clip out, and it's on YouTube. It's free to watch. I think the channel is called Mindseed. They got these. They look like Harley riders. They look like bikers, and they don't look like your little manscaped little toy boys riding the crotch rockets. These guys look like they. Again, I don't know that they do, but they. If you look up Harley rider, you'd see a picture of something that looked like this next to it, right? Well, these guys go around and do paranormal investigations, and it's one of those ones, I don't know that I can watch it very much. A lot of them ones, I have no idea if they're real or not. And if it's just for purely entertainment, I can only watch so much of it. Well, they went into a place, and the owner told them, you know, the owner would not be on camera, but they allowed them to spend the night there. Well, these guys got kind of freaked out. Some shit was going on. I think they found something burned. Like they found a cement wall. It was like bricked up, and there were a handful of bricks. It was like a little 1.5 by 1.5, 2 foot by 2 foot section, and they looked different than the other bricks. They looked like it had been re-bricked, and they managed to get them to come out, and they looked in there, and there was some like charred remains in there, and they were running one of those spirit boxes. And when they asked what those charred remains were, I'm paraphrasing it, but the spirit box said something, baby for the spirit, or baby for the soul, or child for the soul. That creeped them out. It seems real. I really don't know if it is, but it seems real. And then they were really getting the kind of the heebie-jeebies in there, and so I don't think they were going to sleep in there. And then they're like, we need to get out of this house. And they're like, oh, there's a fire pit outside. So they went out and they set the fire pit out and blah, blah, blah. And I don't know if they were sleeping outside. I think they were, but I'm not 100% sure, because they edited this. And again, it doesn't mean it isn't real because they're editing it. I'm not saying that. I don't know. All I'm saying is their reactions seemed real, and they didn't seem like that good of actors. Well, one of them woke up or started paying attention, and one of the house windows was like open now, and it wasn't open before. And they were creeped out by that, because they're like, that window only opens from the inside. Because it's one of those windows you open and then it pushes out. So it latches a little different, but that one was open. And again, that could be all fake. I don't know. Their reaction seemed believable to me. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know. Well, they went back in, and they're walking around with like night vision cameras, and they're in their fucking underwear. And I'm just like, again, not your usual, paranormal. You got all three of these guys walking around in their mighty Y fronts, right? And I'm busting up. I'm like, you know what? That's something I would do. That just cracked me up. That's something I would do. And then at one point when they were moving around, I thought that was like a bone block or a quartz block. That turned out to be a mushroom block there. But they were walking around in their underwear. And one of them, when they were coming down the stairs, and I go, is it raining outside? The one guy goes, I don't think so. Why? And he goes, well, if it ain't raining, then the shower's on. The shower turned on by itself, according to them. And they were all freaked out. And the one guy goes, how the hell do you explain that? And the guy goes, I'll tell you how I explain it. I grab my shit and I get the hell out of here. And he was ready to bail. These guys are dropping the F-bomb. This is not your mother's paranormal investigation. It just isn't. And I was dying, because that one guy's like, yeah, I'll tell you how I explain it. I grab my shit and I get the fuck out of here. That's how I explain it. And I'm paraphrasing, but that was his sentiment, and he was swearing quite a bit. And so what happened was, they're all getting dressed. They're packing up their shit. They're ready to fucking take off, right? And then the one guy, he might be the biggest dude there. He's like, yeah, he goes, I'm just checking to see how fast this is filling up, because when it gets full enough, I don't want to empty it, but when it gets full enough, I will take some and repair my tools with it. Otherwise, I'll use the radishes and the carrots, because I got plenty of those. I got like more than a double chest full, so that's like a good thing to use. And I don't know. I might have to make my own down the road, because this covers up either that, or maybe I'll just resize the image so so you can see that, because now this one here, that all covers that up. I opened up some other stuff and then covered that up. But so he's like, he goes, this is one of our biggest complaints on our channel, is that, as soon as things get spooky, we bail. So I'm going to talk to the other guys, see if we can get them to stick around for a little bit. And he goes, hey, guys, I'm thinking maybe we should stay for a little bit. And the one guy's like, why? Why the fuck should we? He was just going off. And he goes, that's one of our biggest complaints when we do these, is that we ditch. We bail. As soon as things get bad, he goes, we're kind of being, accused of wimping out. And the other guy goes, you know what? I'm okay with that. He was just, I'm absolutely okay with it. Let's get the hell out of here. And then he goes, hey, look, guys, I'm not saying we spend the night. I'm not saying we stay for a couple hours. But he goes, let's just have another spirit box. They were doing spirit box. They were doing Ouija board. I think they called it a devil board, but they were doing a Ouija board. And he goes, I'm not saying, we stay for hours. I'm not saying that we do another blind spirit box or whatever. He goes, I'm just, let's do a spirit box. And they go, can we leave the lights on? He goes, yeah, we can leave the lights on. And so he talks him into doing it, but it's just that one guy when he's like, hey, that's one of our biggest complaints. And the guy's like, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the complaints. I was dying, man. That just made my day listening to that. Yeah, I've been watching these videos. That's where, if you notice the lower thirds down there, that's where that came from. There's a guy that shows you how to set up the that, and it actually does not seem to be hitting my processor. My frames per second are not dropping. It seems to be working, so it's a good thing. I mean, it's absolutely a good thing. And he's got a lot of other good tips. So there's another guy. I can't think of his name. He actually reminds me of a guy I used to work out with. He was someone that came in on he was a martial artist, and he came in once in a while. And he was kind of a nerdy looking dude. He was a good dude, though. Absolutely good guy. But, you look at him, he kind of looked like, a tall white Urkel. And this guy's the same way, but he's got good videos where he helps you out with this stuff. And he's another one. He gives you all these tips on how to set stuff up and, plugins you can use and not use. And I need a lot of that. Helps a lot. Now, I found one. I set up a webcam, and it does not work. It does not work with this processor. It just absolutely does not work with this processor. And I tried. But this one here seems to work. And then there's another one I want to set up just to see if I can get it working. But I don't think it'll do me any good because it's meant for a webcam. It's a move plugin where you can move your webcam around. So, and I think it's meant to go from scene to scene. And I can't do scene to scene because when I load another screen, it takes forever for the overlay to reload. And I don't know if I actually make my own overlay, it might crash the CPU. I don't know. Kind of have to go play it by ear. But I work on this stuff, and if it doesn't work, I just shut it off, and that's the end of it. But it's nice to know I can get this stuff set up. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but one of the girls that has played on here, she's done some of it. She's put it up. She's actually a pretty good artist, and she had mentioned that she'd be willing to help me out with some art. And I got to be honest, I don't expect anything because I can't pay her, and her work is good enough that she deserves to be paid for it. And I'm not talking like a $5 or a couple bucks. She's a good artist, and I told her kind of what I wanted, because here's the thing. As crappy as some of the stuff I've done is, it's better than nothing. So like whenever she's offered, I always, and again, we've talked about this before, and a lot of it's been on my end. I don't let her know what I want. I don't get her started on it. But main reason is I don't expect her to do it. She'd be doing it as a friend to help me out, and I don't want to bug her on it, because she shouldn't have to do this for free. She definitely, I can't pay her. But like I said, though, I've had some lucid moments. And see, when I get lightheaded, it actually helps my creative side. It really does. It doesn't help my getting shit done side, but it does help with my creative side. But because she said, I put up some stuff that I had done. She goes, well, I could help you with that. And I'm like, well, I got to be honest with you. If you're going to help, I'd rather have you help with the stuff I haven't done yet. Because the stuff I haven't done yet is worse than the stuff I've done. Now, granted, if I could wave a magic wand and I could get her to do everything that I'm doing, it would all look better. But since I'm basically a parasite, cashing in on her decency, I don't want to ask for too much. I kind of let her know what I needed, because it's stuff I haven't gotten around to making yet. And then I tried to make a free avatar. I think Biker did it, and I don't like it. I really don't like it. And so I did tell her, I go, hey, if you want to do a new avatar for me, I kind of told her what I wanted. She's like, well, get me a picture, because it's I can't really do it because it's a recording, but it's the skin I use on Minecraft. It's a bug-eyed dude, farmer hat, flannel shirt, denim jeans, and I think boots. And I kind of like it. It was all made within Minecraft. It's stock stuff, and I told her I'd get her a copy of that, and then I told her for the image, I had one of two ideas, and I think either one of them would be funny. Well, one of them would be, because of the farming stuff I did for my one YouTube channel. I thought if he was farming, it would be fun. I told him if you do him farming, like either holding some crops, holding some cheese, with a plumber crack showing, I think that would be funny. And then the other thing I told her she could do is, if she wanted to draw me fighting the Wither with diamond tools, I gotta see if I can get her to draw a Chris sword. She might not be able to. That's not that easy. That's not easy to do. Depending on what your artistic skills are, and you can be a damn good artist and not be able to draw like a Chris. It's a serpentine blade, native to the Philippines and the Indonesia, but I said you could have me fighting a Wither in buttless denim chaps, and she actually got a kick out of that. And I'm thinking that would be funny. And then I go, and if you do that one, put AF on one butt cheek and KC on the other butt cheek. And then I asked her, I go, you can say no, I will not be offended. But I go, if you do that, would you object if I put it on a T-shirt and tried to sell it? Because I told her, I go, what I've described, I go, I think would be funny as shit. You might actually be able to get people to buy that who are interested in a Minecraft T-shirt. The butt crack one, doing farming, that I think would go over well too. But the fighting the Wither and buttless denim chaps, I think would be hilarious. If the T-shirt really did sell, I could take the money I got from it and tuck some away to pay the taxes on it, but take some of the money and get her to draw something else and make another T-shirt. And then and if that takes off, then like maybe once a month. But again, that's if they sell. But if they did sell, and I brought in some money from it, just to make sure I can pay my taxes, I would have to set some of it aside. But if that happened, hey, that could be a way. Because that was something, I think the guy's name is Alpha Gamer. That's one of the things he said. He goes, I'm going to show you a whole bunch of things you can do to make money off your Twitch channel without streaming. And he was showing you and that was one of the ones to get your merch going. Well, the only thing I've got an idea for merch is some of the stuff I build, I think I can actually turn those into T-shirts. And that's kind of what I'm thinking. But man, if she could draw that up and she didn't mind me putting it on a T-shirt, I think that could be the flag, the premier T-shirt for my my merch store. You know, I gotta say, I appreciate everybody coming in. Schrodo came in to lurk. Warwick came in to lurk, and he even rated me, which I thought was amazing. Didn't expect that. He's been a pretty big supporter. He comes in and lurks if he notices I'm online, and like Schroeder's another one. If he was streaming when I got done, I would raid him. I'd probably have to split my time between him and Warwick, because he's another one that comes in a lot to at least lurk, if nothing else. Been pretty supportive on YouTube and on Twitter, and those are the ones I really look to raid and to help. And then, you know, every now and then I'm on and they're not on, so I will find somebody. But yeah, the ones that are definitely helping me out, them are the ones I like to return the favor. You know, that's one thing you do as you get older. If you got people that are not helping you, if you got, I mean, doesn't even necessarily have to be somebody that's sandbagging you, but if you got these people that are honestly not helping you, don't go out of your way to help them. I mean, I don't care if it's a guy, I don't care if it's a girl, I don't care if it's someone you're attracted to. If you've got somebody that is just nothing but a drain and a burden on your life, don't go out of your way to help them. It's not a good idea. I wished I'd have known this. Like, I got to be honest with you, like, kicking my brother off the internet, because I mean, it's like I tried for a year and a half. I tried for a year and a half to get him to straighten his shit up, but whatever he was doing, it was fucking things up. And this recording things ahead of time, I really wish I had known, because my streams have looked so much better since I made those 2 changes to my life. And it is just unbelievable how much better these look for the finished product. Yeah, as soon as I get this dug, I'm not sure when I'm going to do it. I'm going to try and do it so I can put it up on a stream, but I got to clip all the dirt that's hanging in the air. I got to knock that down. I think I'm going to just put some chests over here for the dirt, because it might end up getting reused. But I'll knock all that stuff down, and then I will move all that stuff down here. And I'm not entirely sure those quartz pillars might get moved, or they might get replaced. Like I might do some quartz pillars somewhere in here. I don't know if they're going to stay where they're at, because I was not planning on doing what I'm doing now, and I think they're too close to the quartz pillars. But I want to do like a leveled city, kind of like what with Gondor, where you've got, like, you know, you have the lower level on the outside, then it'll go up a level, and then up a level, and then up a level, until it gets to the center. And this will take up some of the room, so I don't have to design so much. It won't look quite so empty. But I actually want to make some kind of a support further in. Like, I honestly think it should be, you know, if this was real. like if you are watching, maybe I'll make this a clip. If you are watching this, when you see this get completed and done a little bit further, if there's anybody out there with like an architectural background, I would honestly like to know how sound the building is, as much as you can from Minecraft, because I think I'm actually doing a good build. Yeah, I might have to shrink this. I might be able to do it right now. Hang on a sec. Okay, it's not perfect, but at least you can see the tools and stuff now. You can see the damage to them. I got 4 viewers. I'm having a really good night. Yeah, you know, that's been like the one shining thing with everything that's going on with my health is I honestly think that I have met some pretty decent people online. Regardless of anything health, there's a small group of people that I think have really been trying to help me out with this. It might be a lost cause, I don't know. But whether it works or not, it's kind of nice to have the help. Even if it fails, it's nice to see some decent people helping you out. It really is. Because with my health issues, I've had, you know, I try not to stream when I'm not feeling good. I really do. That's why I miss those streams. But I've had some pretty bad meltdowns when I'm not feeling good, and it's not good. It's literally not good, but it's just I don't really see any way to get around it. But this has been like the shining moment of all this, is I've actually met some really decent people that have been trying to help me through this. I really have. And I don't thank them nearly enough for it. I don't think it's possible to thank them nearly enough for it. I really don't. I was just checking to see what speed it's on. That's what happened earlier when I changed the speed, it reset it. The one thing I will say is I don't understand YouTube streaming at all. 1 minute I'll see something where it sounds like you can start streaming right away, and then the next minute, it's like, oh, well, you have to have, this, and this before. Because the thing is, if I knew for a fact I could start streaming right now, I would love to stream my Sunday game on YouTube. I would love to do it. Even if I got to do this where I got to record it ahead of time and then stream it like this, I don't care. I would love to be able to stream. I can do it on Discord. I can absolutely do it on Discord. I do think these look better when I record them like this, and then when I record them like this and I delete or I run them fast like this, I think it looks better because more is going on. It isn't nearly as boring as what it is otherwise. Yeah, this one dropped when I broke the block under it, so I'm going to go ahead. I would have thought there'd be more. I can't remember what those were there for. I think I just I would put a minecart down to grab the ones, because at a certain point, I was having problems getting the villagers around, and they would get loose, and they would run all over. Ooh, excuse me. I'm getting tired. Since this is recorded, I'm gonna let this go. I'm gonna turn the mic off. I'm gonna let this go, and I gotta run to the bathroom. But since it's recorded, I can just let this go. And since nobody's in here, I can just let it go too. I will be back as soon as I can. Okay, I'm back. I hit the bathroom, made some toast. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start